Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for the 19th of January. So not a lot of change, but there is a bit of a bullish bias presenting itself, which is good. As you may know, we've had wave 4 sitting over here, but it's also possible wave 4 could get a bit more complicated and pop over this side as well. But it is appearing that there is a bit more of a bullish move here that can push up from here. So that's what we're going to explore today. Let's go in and have a look. So I think we'll go to the 4-hour chart. We'll just drill in as we normally do. So one of the changes that I think that we can make now is putting wave 2 over here and looking at this here as wave 1 here with an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here for wave 2. But we still need support on 6,700 to do that. So today we're going to have a closer look in this space there. So we really want that little classic trading levels pattern there at the moment. So it can fail from here and obviously move down. So taking that low out would bring us down into this space here and into a bigger move, because this would be wave 1 here and wave 2 here and wave 3, 4 and 5 moving down here lower. But it's everything is pretty much sort of staying where it should. I mean, that's still the 50-60% retracement level, and even though I had this as the A, the B and the C here, we've just made it a little bit larger. That's all. It's still, everything's still pretty much intact. So let's go in and have a look at this. So yeah, so wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C wave to this point. This move here does appear to be impulsive, like 5 waves. So what we should see here is a bit of an A and a B and a C retracement level coming into play, and then a move up from that point. Because we got 5 here, it means that after a correction we should get another 5 moving up higher at that point. So yeah, let's just drill in and get a better grip on that. So in a bit of a nutshell, we'll take a closer look at this, but 1 and 2 there, and I think that's 3 and 4 in here and 5 into here. So I think we're looking at some sort of ABC pattern that can pull in, and then we see a move up from that point. So if this pulls back down through here, let's just say that it goes up a little bit higher and then pulls down, well then finding that top here would be the way to go long at that point. You could also, move in on a bit of an angle through here as well, because it does appear that we've got 5 waves here. But if you do this here, make sure that your first trade is smaller, and then look to add above here, because the 61.8% mark there where the market can turn is sitting pretty much just above that 6,700 area. So that's what we need to be a little bit mindful of there. So it can fail there as you're going to get in, but it does appear that we've got 5 waves here. And let's just go to the 100 tick chart and check that out. So from that wave 2 low there, I was thinking of it like this here as wave 1, a bit of an ending diagonal there as 1 and 2, nice strong third wave here. I'm not sure if that, I have to double check that. That may be just the third wave up to that point there. That's a good point. I should have pulled that apart a bit further. But anyway, if I'm wrong and that's the third wave at the top there rather than the 5th wave, then that's still going to play out quite nicely, because wave 4 will pull back and then wave 5 will move up there, and then we'll get our patterns at that point, and then you can look to go along over this side if the market's indeed going to move higher. So the other point here too is to build in the trade too on on the 67 if you can. Maybe you can get it back here as well, but that's where the risk is. Building on 700, then 10, 20 and 30, waiting for support on 30. If it all fails, then looking at taking this low out here on the short side. Let's just put that there for a moment, just to give us a bit of an idea of oops, that's down at that point. So it's 67. I'll just clear that out of the way. It's down there somewhere. So if this lower end of group 2 here, so group 2 here is 65, 72 and 80. So the 65 here, the 665 here, if that becomes the retested resistance, you could also look to short from that point, because it shouldn't find that as the resistance at that point. Obviously, if you go short here, then the market's going to come down here and bounce and go back up, and there's plenty of support here at that point. So it will get a little bit rough at that stage. So you'll just have to be a bit mindful of that as well. So yeah, but certainly once this becomes the retested resistance here, then you can look to short under that as well, if that's going to be the case. But this does appear to be impulsive here. Yeah, the only mistake I could have made in here is having this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here for the third wave. So a fourth wave to pull back here first, then a fifth wave up here, then the ABC pattern pulling back to the 72 area and then pushing up there. So really visually looking at it all at as a tested support on the 700 is what is the question that you need to ask yourself for the safe trade. Now the ADR BHP here, we were looking for a top here, so that's played out more. So that was quite a drop here. So that's like about a 4%. Let me just check. Yeah, nearly 4.5% drop from that current high that we'd had in sort of place there. So that's obviously going to put pressure today on our ASX BHP, which obviously it moved down yesterday, and in fact this is the market that's probably controlling the US market, but they seem to play between each other. But yeah, all said and done, it's starting to look that way. I mean, the move down wasn't on high volume, so we can just be mindful that may be the point there. We can move back up from that now, but you know, I'd count it in a very conservative manner here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 3, back for 4 on that one there, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up here. So it's conservative, but it fits, so that top can be in play. We just need to gather a little bit more information here. So, but that mining sector can pull back down. Also, crude oil is above the $50 mark, so I'm thinking that's going to pull back down to the 50. So just to check on that. Let's check on iron ore. Okay, iron ore is looking quite good now at this point, I have to say, but still haven't taken that top out. But we did note that this top here was in iron ore was in 5 waves here, so we're looking for a pullback and then a push to the upside. So, you know, maybe BHP can, you know, find some support today and then start to move up from that point, which will help the indices move up. But we've also still got the banks as well. So we were looking at this is just ANZ here. We were looking at this as a corrective move here, and then we were looking for a move up there. It's a little bit hard to read. I mean, maybe we could look at that as wave 1 here and 2 here. I mean, I can see 5 waves in this structure here as 1 and 2 in here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, but this, yeah, a little bit tricky. I think it looks like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, but it makes wave 3 a little bit short, so that's a bit of a problem. So maybe all of that's wave 3 here, and we push up, but that looks like an impulse wave, like 5 waves down here. So just be careful about that. Didn't quite get to our target, so we may end up with something like this here, and then moving up into that space. But we've got CBA that is also doing the same thing as well. So with CBA here, just on the daily chart, we're looking at this as 1 and 2 here, and then 3 and 4 to here. Wave 5 seems a little bit small so far, but we do have 5 waves in there of 1 and 2 here, and 3, 4, 5. So we're calling that a top in here, and that has pulled back and taken us out. So what we can do now, let's just copy that so you can leave it there as a reference point. But we can buy that new high there. We don't particularly want to sell it just yet, because we'd have to look to see if we've got an impulse wave to the downside and a little bit short on that. But the move down here was on lower volume, so that's telling me that it's a corrective move to the downside. So because we're also looking at this move up here as possibly being just wave 1 and 2 here, and then going up for 3, 4 and 5, as this one here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we're just managing the trade here. It may continue to fall down, we'll see that today, but the ASX looks like it can push up. So we need to, just keep an eye on that. But yeah, I mean, it has just coming back to the hourly chart. It is presenting quite a nice case from this low here, as wave 1, an A and a B and a C here. So we'll know shortly, the 6,700 as that support. That's the trigger and the catalyst to move to the further to the upside. If that's the case, then we should be moving a fair way up, really, from wave 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, the third wave, 4, 5. So we can move up to the 7,000 area. So all in all, it may not pan out, but the more support that we can see on the 700, the more that it gives weight to this particular move. Okay, let's see how that plays out over the next few sessions. We should know. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.